Imagine your grandma in the kitchen. What would she have wanted you to eat? Chances are it would have been things like jowar, bajra, ragi, aloe vera. She may not have used very fancy words like omega-3 and antioxidants, but her advice was very sound nonetheless. Today, Ayurveda is becoming more relevant than ever before. And I have my friend here who's going to come here and give us detoxification tips, but I'm going to give it a bit of a contemporary twist and try and convince him. He belongs to one of India's oldest Ayurveda families, the Baidyanath group. Anurag Sharma has inherited all the research behind ancient Indian herbs and their usage. He's a treasure trove of knowledge about the science of Ayurveda and has successfully utilized this for running an Ayurvedic day spa. It's a perfect place where old Indian mantras are used to treat modern day ailments. Hello.
Hi Seema.
As usual, you've got something for me.
I've got you some avla laddus and a bit of avla barfi.
Okay. High on vitamin C.
See, absolutely.
Anurag, why don't you sit and we are going to now...
Okay,
I've also
let me
got
keep
something
this
ready for you.
Okay.
Which is fresh pomegranate juice.
Thank you so much.
So, we're going to talk about Ayurveda, of course.
Absolutely.
And we're going to talk about detoxification, right? Which, of course, you're filled with all the gyan. And I've got these few recipes here which I've tried to concoct, keeping in mind your principles. Today, I think one thing we're doing is we're not going to go depending on body type.
No, we don't have to go by Prakriti.
Right.
You can do, as long as you're cooking fresh food, which is what we call sattvic,
right,
or maximum rajasic. You're not going to use tamasic food, which are really bad for health, which is food you're always recooking and reusing, reheating. Those are not good for your health.
Okay, so we're going to do rajasic and
sattvic
food. And so what you see around it fits the bill?
Normally, yes, it does.
You tell me before I begin that Ayurveda, what are the 1 or 2, 3 principles that you follow when you say we should detoxify?
See, the main principles in Ayurveda is to eat locally grown food. Never reheat your food.
Okay.
And then keep it as light as possible. Use Indian spices because that's what the Indian body constituency is very used to. Most of the spices which we use are anyway very, very good, like haldi, kali mirch. And you should stop using lal mirch. Red pepper, especially the flakes, is really bad for you.
Really?
See, the bioavailability in your body by using black pepper increases substantially.
Okay.
And then your food gets absorbed better. It's anti-karmatic, it's used for various ailments. So you must try and use as much black pepper as possible.
So you couldn't endorse black pepper?
I endorse black pepper, long pepper. We endorse haldi, we endorse coriander.
Very good. I've got quite a few. Hing too.
And you can utilize jeera.
All of these.
Sauf.
Okay. One crucial thing about detoxification, which I read up after all the research you shared with me, was of course, moong dal is brilliant for detoxification.
Absolutely.
And so that's a good thing to tell our viewers, that anything you have with moong dal, whether it's khichdi, dal, all of it works well.
Yes.
And that's very good for detox.
Detoxification.
Let me begin with my little jowar recipe.
Okay,
I call it a jowar medley. And then meanwhile, you can keep telling us, what you endorse and what you don't. Anurag, what I've done is, I boiled this in water with a little garlic pot, like a little muslin, just so that it infuses the flavor.
The flavor of the
That's
garlic
it.
comes
And so this jowar is done. I have to admit that I was so pleasantly surprised as to how tasty and light this was. And I'm not kidding, now that I've tried it and I've made it, thanks to the show, I want to eat this every few days, which is a good thing. So as you can see, I've got curry patta here, no lal mirch. So I've tried to make the recipe a bit, keeping your Ayurveda principles in mind. Do you find these days, again, as I was saying earlier, we've all gone back to the old. There's so much talk about detoxification,
Detoxification.
isn't there?
Absolutely, absolutely. But a lot of people still don't really detoxify themselves. They just think eating light food is detoxification, which is not the real truth.
Okay.
You need to eat the right food to detoxify.
Okay.
Not only should it be light, but it should be the right food.
One other thing I remember you telling me about in the morning when you wake up. What's the best thing to do to detoxify?
Water kept overnight
Okay.
in a copper pot with few leaves of tulsi
Okay.
and a few methi danas into it.
Okay. Overnight soak.
Just overnight soak it, just drink the water in the morning. It's extremely good for your health.
So I've tried to keep your principles in mind. Okay? Not just do my own thing, because that's not the idea. So there we've got mustard seeds. I love lots of curry patta. So these are hari mirch which has been de-seeded. Ginger. Ginger is good?
Ginger is very, very good for you. Ginger helps massively, especially for people who are suffering from arthritis, inflammation of the body. So salt is always endorsed by Ayurveda, and it's used in a lot of Ayurvedic medicines.
Okay. So tell me something, Anurag. You've been, of course, this is part of your family ethos, tradition. You've been involved in it from the start. How does it make you feel, I wonder, that there's now so much relevance back again?
Yeah, I think because of modern lifestyle and the hectic nature of our lifestyles, we really need to go back to eating right.
Right. First the zucchini. It's a little too much. The other thing is, I'm sure there was a lot of also emphasis when you say fresh food. What does Ayurveda say about not overcooking food? Is there any?
Oh yes, absolutely. Anything which is overcooked, the plant or the vegetable is going to lose
Okay.
its basic properties, and most of the antioxidants, the proteins, those really actually would die in overcooking. So you really lose so much when you overcook a vegetable.
So better to just stir fry. Okay, so now red capsicum, red yellow peppers is okay?
That's okay.
Yeah? I can eat this every day. Salt. Anurag, and your favorite, loads of kali mirch. So this is the jowar which was soaked overnight and boiled in the same water. Wow.
Yes.
Keep that in mind. Actually, I can just pour all this here. Will you give me a green bowl from the drawer, please? There.
There you go.
So here we are, Anurag. Will you put this in your spa recipe?
Oh, absolutely.
And you know what I'm going to
Tastes
do?
so good.
I'll put the recipe on our website, ndtvcooks.com or goodtimes.com, and you can log on and get it.
Sure.
Just make sure you call it guilt-free.
Okay.